Welcome to iHeart Robots. My name is Stephen McKinney. I'm an alumni from Team 987, and I came back, and now I'm a math teacher and mentor of the team.
Oh, you don't want to introduce me?
I thought you were going to introduce yourself.
Okay. And I'm Eric Stensrud. I've been a teacher on this campus for 11 years. We're going to talk to you about fundraising today. I've been doing this for a long time for the team. I think we have a lot of great fundraising ideas that we'd like to basically share with the community. We're going to take you on a tour of the shop first, so that way you can kind of see everything that you'll see in this tour of the shop was 100% either sponsored, fundraised, or by a grant. No single money, including the paint on the wall or the flooring on the floor, was actually sponsored or given to us by the school district. It was sponsored by private entities. And I hope you enjoyed the tour. Alrighty, welcome to our shop. We'll be showing you around today. Over here on the left side is our mobile machine shop. We'll be getting back to that, seeing the inside of it in a little bit. That was from Cox Communication. That was a grant for $10,000 to design a mobile machine shop for the community. Here's one of our engineering rooms, designed with all the equipment that we need in order to teach engineering at this campus. There's our official 27 by 54 foot competition field. Here's one of our offices. This office happens to be the assembly for the robot using SolidWorks. There's a TIG welder. Sponsored by this grant was a Nevada Foundation grant. So most of the equipment that you see in this cage is a Nevada Foundation grant. The storage facilities, though, were part of that Lowe's grant that I'll be talking about here in a second. CNC we use. There's some of the equipment, some of the tooling that we have for that CNC. There's our Gladiator equipment or our cabinetry over there. A couple prior robots up there on the top. I'll be showing you here a 1-ton lathe here in a second. The more equipment that you have access to, the more hands-on that you're going to have for your robot, and that's just going to get more kids involved. The Lowe's, though, the majority of this entire shop that you see out there was sponsored and worked with through Lowe's. It was nationally and also at a local level donated to us. We worked with national Lowe's and our local Lowe's, and they both paired up the same amount of money to equally contribute to the shop. We did everything in the shop as far as the painting and everything, but they actually put the flooring in for us, but we designed everything else. Coming up on our t-shirt cannon here, once again, everything we do to try and advertise our sponsors the best way that we can, and we paired up with the United States Army this year, and by facilitating that sponsorship, we're making some noise with our t-shirt cannon with them. We'll be shooting off at the Las Vegas Regional with this semi-automatic 7-cartridge t-shirt cannon. Good to pair up with the Army. Here's the inside of that mobile machine shop. All of the tooling that you see in here came due to that Cox grant. Everything from a mini lathe to a vinyl cutter. We got a bandsaw in there and tons of tooling. All right, and it is wrapped. You got to get the word out there. Got to make sure people know who you are. Here's a couple of our prior robots, 13, 12, and 11 on our official field here. Coming over here, we've got a shop bot. It's a 3-foot by 4-foot travel, basically CNC router for Lexan and thin aluminum. There's our pneumatics area. Here is our lab stations. Every station represents a different component of the robot, from programming, electrical, pneumatics, components, and drivetrain. You can see Lowe's sponsored all of this, plus S&S Philpott sponsored all of the computers for SolidWorks over there. Here is some of our machining equipment. Here is our official field. We always prefer to practice with the official field because you do get a little bit of glare and a little bit of perception difference when you drive on this field, just like the regular FIRST fields. And there I am walking at you, and have a good day.
We're back. I hope you enjoyed the shop tour. And now we're going to actually kind of take you through a calendar year of how we do fundraising on Team 987. And so, Eric, you want to start us off at the beginning of the year? It's kind of going to go by the calendar. We'll bring up graphics, and any of this resources that we show during this video will be available on our website, team987.com, after the presentation. At the beginning of the year, in August,
Okay, well,
Beginning of the year, what do we do?
before I start out, I want to, just like everything that we do on our team, everything that we do for sponsors, fundraising, and grant ideas. So the newest thing is actually all 6 of these episodes this season are going to be sponsored by the United States Army. We were able to pair up with the Army this year and able to get them to sponsor these episodes in our team. So we really appreciate that with the U.S. Army. Okay, in the beginning of the school year, in August, we start out just as all other organizations on our campus. I know FIRST doesn't actually officially have a registration for students to participate in FIRST. But if I were to be a part of National Honor Society, Key Club, all of these other entities, they charge $25 to be a part of their organization. So in order to have value to our team, we actually have all of those students also do a $25 registration. The registration gives value to the team, but it also allows the students to sign up for STEMs. We supply them with a t-shirt, and it also allows them to be in the yearbook page. This year alone, we had 56 students registered to be on the team, which equates to, just in registration fees, $1,400 in profit. Next, we do the same thing. In order to be considered for traveling for the team, what we have is a spirit shirt. And the spirit shirts are these two right here. So we have a 987 and we have an iHeart. Our students have to sell minimum 5 shirts in order to be considered for traveling on the team. The 987, actually, believe it or not, is not the most popular one, because only in the FIRST community does anybody know what that number for anybody's team means. The iHeart Robots, which these episodes are based after, is this guy. This is about 60 to 80% of our money right there. Because outside of our shop, everybody likes the robot. And they want to support the robotics program, but they really don't understand what 987 is or how it even relates to their school. So I really strongly suggest using that iHeart Robots model.
So that covers the beginning of the year.
Yep.
And it's important to note too that, like, when they pay the registration fee, they also get a t-shirt. So it's not like, you know, it's a little bit of investment on their part, but they get a shirt for it. And that money is recycled right back into the team, goes to pay for competitions, travel, the like.
And we sell long sleeves, hoodies, and all sorts of other apparel with that logo, not specifically just t-shirts alone. We really try to get the word out when we do that. So Facebook, alumni, our alumni, we really try to sell a lot to them as well, because they do constantly come back and see what's going on.
And big advertisement on social media and stuff like that.
It's about $10 profit per shirt. We buy the shirt for about $5 and sell it for $15. This year we did about 330 shirts. So do the math. We did about $3,300 in profit just on the t-shirt sales. So if you add the two together, basically t-shirt sales and the registration fee, that'll pay for one entry fee for our first regional, just based on registration and t-shirt sales.
So now we're into probably about, what would you say, October-ish?
Somewhere about October.
After the school year has started, and you're starting to think about raising money for travel for the students and maybe to pay for another regional. What are some of the kind of things that we do October to November?
Okay, we're going to go through these ones a little bit quicker, because some of these ones are your most common one. Car washes, usually about up to $500, depending on the time of year. If it's a nice day, that definitely pays out better. Pre-selling tickets, though, for car washes is a big one. You definitely want to try and pre-sell your tickets so you know exactly what you're going to make at the end of it. The next one, yard sales or swap meets. A yard sale, if you do a yard sale, you know, probably about $500 to $1,000. The one thing about a yard sale, you have to have stuff to sell. And sometimes that requires a little bit of a time to build up all of that stuff. We talk about swap meets, though. In years past, we've done a swap meet where we didn't have enough to sell, but what we did is we organized a swap meet where we had all of the organizations on campus buy spots, you know, or table slots. We advertised the sale. We coordinated all of the table sales, and then everybody basically bought into those spots. And that could be upwards of about $1,000, depending on how many organizations you get involved. And 3D printing. We have a 3D printer on our campus. You can do 3D printing. You can make custom phone cases, other items that students would like to buy with a 3D printer. Stickers. We have a vinyl cutter. On our shop tour, you saw our vinyl cutter. It could be anywhere from a $250 to a $500 upfront investment in order to get a vinyl cutter. Vinyl cutter has paid for itself time and time again.
And investments are important.
They are.
The 3D printer, the vinyl cutter, they probably pay for themselves by now just by selling the things we make from them.
$250 vinyl printer, about this big, about the size of a regular small inkjet printer. 250 bucks. You can produce stickers for organizations on your campus. Actually, right now we have students that are in the shop right now producing stickers for the track team. We will produce the sticker for $2, and then the track team is actually selling the sticker for $10. It's a great win-win situation because we can produce them all day long, gives our students something to do, and we don't have to worry about the sales. That's not ours. That's the track team that's trying to go ahead and sell those items. That gets us to basically about
November, December
November,
area.
Thanksgiving time.
So one of the things that we have our students do around this time with holidays and holiday parties and stuff like that is babysitting. And that's more of a thing that the kids do for themselves to raise money for their own personal travel, not as like a team fundraiser, but say one student takes initiative and wants to host a babysitting night the same night as the staff holiday party here at the school or something like that. So
Homecoming game.
For the staff, homecoming games,
You know,
sporting
where
events.
all the teachers want to go out and watch the homecoming game. Those of you that have small children know that it's probably not going to happen for 2 hours to have your small children sitting there. So it's a good opportunity for students that cannot afford to travel to pick up some money themselves. The hot chocolate cart is something that we do in the mornings when it's cold outside before school, and allows the students, we go and get those donations from sponsors, local grocery stores. We try to get the hot chocolate donated as the cups, and then that way the kids sell the hot chocolate for $1 and they make all of the profit. We put it in an account for them, and once they get to an X amount of dollars, they've earned the money in order for their travel, their hotel, or whatever they're trying to save for on the team. We've even had students earn their own money to actually pay for their own apparel.
Christmas gift wrapping, is that the next on the list?
I would say Christmas gift wrapping. We do the same thing. Most of all of these babysitting, hot chocolate, the Christmas gift wrapping are individual events. These are fundraisers that allow the kids to earn money for their travel, because you would actually think at our school, you know, you might have a notion that we are at an upper school as far as social economics. The reality is we're almost nearly 60% free and reduced lunch. I've always coined the term on the team that we're the richest, poorest team in FIRST. Everything that we do is to encourage gaining and financing. Gift wrapping. Students call up local stores early on, usually sometimes up to early as 6 months in advance before Black Friday, and they offer their services to gift wrap outside the store. Gift wrapping is a little bit different though. Gift wrapping is one of those things where you can't actually associate or put a dollar value on it. You really have to just ask for donations. And to increase or hope the donations, you know, make sure the kids are, you know, studious, nice, but also have a gift wrapping day before they go gift wrapping, so all of the students know how to gift wrap.
Yeah, quality is important.
Quality is definitely important as well.
Donations if it doesn't look good.
Then this one goes back to what we do personally. So we're into December right now. For us, December means FLL. We host the state tournament, as many of you guys host tournaments. It doesn't have to be FIRST Lego. It could be a VEX tournament. It could be an FTC tournament. It could be a robotics, or it doesn't even have to be a robotics function. It could be something for wrestling, is doing concessions. We go talk to local suppliers, like Albertsons is our big grocery store chain here that donates all of the money for concessions, upwards of a couple $1,000s in food. Hot dogs, popcorn, soda, water, nachos. They supply all of that, and then we turn around and sell it during concessions. On the website, I'll put on there basically what we sell ours for, but we make anywhere from about $2,400 to about $3,400, depending on the number of teams that are at our event, and that's purely 100% true profit. And we even do pre-sales for lunches as well for the FLL students that come to our competition.
Sure.
Okay.
Okay, so that takes us to the build season. And during the build season, it's pretty dedicated here to building the robot. Not a lot of fundraising going on.
And well, but we're making stickers right now for the
Well,
track
yeah,
team.
I mean,
So
that's true.
we're always doing a little bit of
always a
fundraising.
little bit, you got to have the push for money. After the build season, before your first regional, one thing that we've done is held like a last minute car wash help us get to San Diego, help us get to
Exactly.
championship, those kind of last minute things, and you can make a decent chunk of change.
Usually those
with
ones
the
do a
last
little
minute
bit better.
push.
They really, truly do. But I got to throw it out. I know a lot of you guys that are watching this right now, before your first regional, you're in the Midwest, and I get it. Probably not the best time to do a car wash. But you can do other things. You could do hot chocolates in front of stores. Ask stores. We do root beer floats in front of Albertsons, where they supply all of the materials, as far as the root beer, the ice cream, and they allow us to put a table outside and sell root beer floats for $1 plus donations. Big sign out there, help us to get to San Diego for our regional event for robotics. We've had days where we've had $1,200. You can make a lot of money on that. Another thing that we do during this time of year, before that, for school, we do another day where we have the shirt sales, the spirit shirts, to really get the kids, the staff members on the campus, try and get them to buy our apparel, so that way when we're competing and they are watching the webcast here at school, they're wearing a little bit of team gear. Some of the team gear that we also sell, we do hats, we do cinch backpacks, you name it, we probably have it. We also do, since our sponsoring this year for these episodes, we're doing the U.S. Army. We have these robotics t-shirts. It's got robotics and the 987 logo on the back of the neck there. We do a lot to partner with people. I mean, especially when you partner up with somebody like the U.S. Army, you really want to make sure that you work with your brand, but also see if you can't introduce that with their brand.
And I guess that takes us to summer, basically, right?
Yeah.
And the biggest fundraiser of the year, which is the Las Vegas Summer Robotics Camp. We've been doing it for 2007 now.
Las Vegas Summer Robotics Camp, LVSRC. It'll be its 8th year this year. We've gone from 16 students our first year. Last year we had 2 camps. Our main camp was 126 students at $185 a piece for 1 week of instruction, and like I said, we ran 2 camps. It was amazing. Great fundraiser. In order to talk about it a little bit more, we're going to go ahead, and last year we introduced a new person on our team, and that was VP of the camp. We've been doing so much in the camps, and it is our largest fundraiser that we added that position. We're going to go ahead and introduce him now, so hold on one second, we'll get him. All right. And we're back. We're back here with Matt. Go ahead and introduce yourself, Matt.
Hi, my name is Matt. I've been on the team for 3 years on the Team 987 at Cimarron Memorial High School. This is my first year being VP of camp. I did a lot of things like made the game last year. It was Domino Domination. It was a great success. We had 2 camps in particular for those camps, and those camps were really good and a really great success.
How many people do we have last year? I know I said 126. How many were at the second camp?
At the second camp, we had around 30 to 40 people. And we also hosted a girls' camp as well.
That's true, in the fall. Do you guys come up with the game, or is it something that you guys purchase?
We come up with the game ourselves. We make it, it's student-made and it's mentor-made. And the students create it, and we base it off of past VEX games and how those lay out.
What do you actually, well, you brought up VEX. So what are the platforms that you use at the camps, and what are the ages of the camps?
The platforms used at the camp is VEX and NXT. And the ages consist from middle school to high school, so around grade 6 to grade 9.
Okay. Do you have any 5th graders or anything like that? I think typically we have a small group of 5th graders for the NXT.
Yeah, we have a small group of those for the NXT as well. The camps differ from age groups, so the older kids usually go into VEX, and the young kids go into NXT, but if they want to switch over, it's perfectly fine.
That's cool. How do you advertise it?
We advertise it in a lot of ways, actually. We advertise it through a website, we advertise it through flyers, and voice itself. So if a family loves it, then another family will talk about it to their own kids. They spread the word, and it is a success overall.
I would definitely agree with Matt. I mean, this is our 8th year, 10th camp. It is, because we've ran a couple during different time points. Really the word, having something professional. The kids get a great experience. We parallel it with FIRST as well. The kids design and build a robot based on a game, just like how FIRST does it. And then they take Monday, Tuesday, and Wednesday to design, build it, and program it. Thursday is qualifications, and then Friday we do a full-on competition, huge event. We get medals purchased. We go all out on this event. I'll tell you, after what we have to pay for, because we have to pay for the insurance, we have to pay for the shirts, we pay for food, and between the two camps, our team actually brought in, and what we actually were able to keep after we paid everything out was $26,000. It is a huge, huge success. Now, granted, takes a long time, you know, or you have to have a little bit of commitment to get that point. What happens if you are a smaller team? Do you think that's possible for somebody that is a small team to run a camp?
I believe it is possible to do that because pretty much all you need for a camp is a person who makes the game, a couple kits, Vex kits that are approved, and just getting popularity from the camp.
Yep.
If you have a lot of popularity, that's how you run a successful camp.
Yep. Shoot it out to all of the middle schoolers, definitely. Is there anything else that you want to add about the camp that you've figured for the next direction that we want to go with the camp or anything like that? I mean, if somebody were thinking about this right now and saying $26,000 seems like a lot of money and I kind of would like to get involved, what would be some words of wisdom that you'd give them?
Some words I'd be giving them would be like, just go for it. It's a great moneymaker. It helps a lot of people. For our team ourselves, it as Mr. S said, we bring in $26,000 now. That's a huge profit for our upcoming challenge that we do every year for the main team.
And not only that, but at the same time, you could pair up with another school as well. You know, if you are lacking students, try and have two teams work together to try and make the camp a little bit bigger. All right. Well, thanks, Matt, for coming out and talking. I appreciate it.
Thanks.
All right. So that takes us to summer, basically. And the only other thing we'll give a final nod to is fireworks booths. The profit margin on those is not quite as high, but you can make a lot of money doing those things if you have the right mix of people and the right location at your fireworks booth and stuff like that.
For us personally, maybe $2,000 to $3,000 is all we've ever made on them. You can pre-sell fireworks. They're a little bit time consuming though. It's 7 days of commitment. It is also a lot of transportation issues because you got to move the fireworks back and forth. I also know not all the states in the United States allow fireworks of certain types, and so the sales probably could be more, could be less. Depends on what you can actually sell in your state. For us though, I really think for living in Las Vegas, it's a little bit challenging to get the team out there because it's usually pushing 115 to 120 degrees. To get the kids to sit out in a box out in the heat, it is challenging. So for us, for fireworks, I think for certain parts of the United States, it might be a little bit more beneficial than us, especially for maybe like San Diego where the climate's great in the summertime. But for us, it's a little hot sitting in a wooden box for 7 days straight. Unless you're on a diet.
All right. Well, I think that takes us about through the year. We hope you guys found this webcast informative, give you an idea of what we do for fundraising. Join us next week when we talk about, what are we talking about next week? Chairman's?
Next week is going to be our chairman's presentation about what we do for chairmans. But I kind of want to leave on a note and say thank you for watching. But I also want to say thank you to the United States Army for sponsoring these 6 episodes. And if you have any concerns or questions, if you go to our website at team987.com, you can directly hit the contact us and it'll send me directly an email if you'd like to purchase any of our apparel. We are putting an apparel page on there where you can actually go online and purchase our apparel. We'll send it out to you. And if you have any questions or concerns, go ahead and let us know. If you'd like to ask us a question that you think we should answer on the air, send us an email and we'll answer it on our next episode. And thank you. My name is Eric Stensard here with Team 987. And
I'm Stephen McCanny. Thanks for tuning in, guys. We'll see you next week.
Hey, thank you.